How does pressure gradient force affect ocean currents? Imagine standing at the edge of a swimming pool and watching water flow from one side to the other. The water moves because of differences in pressure, and this same idea drives ocean currents across the entire planet. The pressure gradient force is what causes water to move from areas where pressure is high to areas where it is low. In the ocean, pressure differences happen when water piles up in one spot or drops in another, creating slopes that water naturally flows down. Think of these slopes like hills and valleys on land, but under the water. The steeper the slope, the faster the water moves. This movement starts the flow of what we call ocean currents. But it's not just about water flowing straight downhill. The Earth's rotation plays a part too. As water moves, the Coriolis effect bends its path to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere. This deflection causes currents to flow parallel to pressure lines instead of directly from high to low pressure. When the pressure gradient force and the Coriolis effect balance each other, they create what are known as geostrophic currents. These are large, circular flows called gyres that dominate the surface of the oceans. These currents are super important for marine life because they spread warm and cold water around the world. This helps determine where different animals and plants can live. For example, many fish and tiny plankton hitch rides on these currents to reach their feeding or breeding spots. Areas where cold, nutrient-rich water rises to the surface are often found where currents meet coastlines or the ocean floor. These zones, called upwelling zones, are full of life because they bring nutrients up from deep below. Marine creatures like whales, sharks, and seabirds thrive in these zones. The speed of currents also affects how animals move. Faster currents along the western sides of ocean basins can be tough for some species to swim against, while slower currents on the eastern sides make travel easier. Migratory animals like sea turtles and tuna use these currents to save energy during their long journeys. Even stationary animals like corals and barnacles depend on currents to bring food and wash away waste. Understanding how the pressure gradient force shapes ocean currents helps explain why some places are full of life and others are not. Changes in these currents, whether from natural shifts or human activity, can impact entire ecosystems. They can change where animals live, how they find food, and how nutrients are distributed. So, the pressure gradient force, combined with the Earth's rotation, creates the big patterns of ocean currents that are essential for life in the sea. These invisible forces connect distant parts of the ocean, helping marine animals survive and thrive in their watery world.